The Incarnon system is an upgrade mechanic for weapons that attunes them to the void, augmenting them with increased lethality via alternate forms and evolution upgrades. Essentially, an Incarnon is a weapon that has prerequisites that are required in order to upgrade it during missions, but upon upgrade, it is buffed tremendously. During this video, I will give you my top 10 Incarnon weapons and why I think that you should use them. Coming in at number 1, we have got the Atomos. Now, this weapon is absolutely incredible. It's kind of sad that it's only at number 10, but that just goes to show that every weapon on this list is gonna do some work, gonna do some damage. This is similar to the new core, where it links between enemies in its normal fire, but whenever you activate the Incarnon, it turns into like a big blast, AoE type of weapon. And with both forms of this weapon, you are guaranteed crit chance, crit damage, and status chance. You will see that throughout this video, that is a pretty common trend amongst all of the Incarnon weapons. They are like hybrid weapons. They can basically do it all, especially with the builds that I'm going to show you guys. Right here, the evolutions that we have: the Paladin Virtue, we got the Moonrise Velocity, and then we got the Camarade's Fortune. Here are the mods that I have, including my Riven mod that I have. If you're wanting a secondary that can do it all, huge AoE, huge status, huge crit, the Atomos might be the weapon for you. Coming in at number 9, we have got the Phenmor, the Gen 1 Incarnon, the OG Incarnon right here. Admittedly, the primary fire I don't really like a lot, but as you can see right here in the Incarnon form, this thing shreds. It seems like you've got basically unlimited ammo. It destroys everything. It turns into a minigun. It's no longer a semi-auto weapon. I love this weapon so much, and it was one of the very first destructive weapons that I had as a low MR player. Here are the evolutions I have on: Rapid Wraith, Retribution's Vessel, Elemental Excess, and then Devouring Attrition. Here are the mods that I have on. I would just recommend having the right Bane mod if you're going to use that. I didn't even have the right one on in the video. If you're a new player and you're looking for some powerful weapons, you have got to try to get your hands on the Phenmor. I promise you, you will not regret it. Coming in at number 8, we have got the dual ichors. Now, this is a very unique melee weapon. As you can see in the gameplay, the base form of this weapon already does massive amounts of damage. It's got a huge amount of range for a melee weapon and offers multiple different types of builds. Once you activate the Incarnon for this thing, though, it starts producing lethal fart clouds all around the map that do huge elemental damage. The only thing that I can say about this melee weapon that I don't like is that it takes a little bit of time to build combo just because of how strong it truly is, but that goes for all melee Incarnons in general. For the evolutions, we have Alchemist Wraith, Orcan Reach, and Absolute Valor. This is the build that I've got on for the dual ichors, and if you're wanting a melee weapon that has unlimited range and leaves around lethal fart clouds, I would highly recommend the dual ichors. Now for number 7, we have none other than the Magistar itself. This weapon just recently got a pretty big nerf because it was so extremely broken. You could literally walk through any stage of the map, jump up in the air, slam down on the ground, and hit damage cap on literally every single enemy in sight. It was ridiculous the amount of range it had, the amount of damage that it did, and the frequency at which you could slam on the ground. Like, there was no recharge rate. You could just jump slam, jump slam, jump slam, everything's dead. But even after the nerf, it's still primarily used for its slamming ability. No one really just uses it just to swing. Some would even say that it's big enough, and that's what my ex told me too before she broke up with me, that it's big enough, but obviously it wasn't. But anyways, here are the evolutions that we are using. For evolution 1, we're using Edge of Justice. Evolution 2 is Seismic Slam, and evolution 3 is Critical Parallel. And for the build right here, these are the mods that you're going to want to have on. My Magistar Riven. You probably can't get a Magistar Riven, but if you can, definitely put it on. So if you're wanting a ground and pound kind of weapon, a barbaric playstyle one might add, I highly recommend the Magistar. Coming in at number 6, we have got the Furis Incarnon, the MK1 Furis, if you might add. This Incarnon is the level cap disruptor's worst nightmare. This weapon can literally take a level 9,999 disruptor and delete them in one singular second. The primary fire on this Furis isn't nothing impressive at all, actually. It's actually subpar in my opinion, but the Incarnon is where this thing goes absolutely ridiculous. Essentially, what this weapon does is it shoots so quickly and procs so much heat that you will stack so many stacks of heat in just a second on a singular target that it will just evaporate any enemy that you come across. Admittedly, this gameplay isn't really giving it a lot of justice because I really should have done it against like one of them disruptors because they're like one of the most difficult enemies to take out in the game, but I'm an egghead and I forgot to do that. So for evolution 1, we're going to be using Storm Burst. For evolution 2, we're going to use Extended Volley, and then elemental balance for evolution 3. Here are the mods that we're going to be using for the build. If you do get a Riven, I just highly recommend getting one that has fire rate, but this is basically a god roll Riven that I have on here. So if you're having trouble taking out some high level enemies, they just have a lot of resistance and you're not doing enough damage, the Furis Incarnon might be the one for you, buddy. At the number 5 spot, we have got the Angstrum Incarnon. Now this is one of my most favorite weapons in the entire game, and unlike most Incarnons, you don't even have to get headshots to activate the Incarnon form. This is like a pellet style launcher type of weapon, a very unique primary fire, which does a lot of damage, might I add, but you don't have a lot of bullets. But if you land all the pellets on a singular enemy, you will get a full Incarnon charge. It is so incredibly easy to charge the Incarnon with this weapon. And not only that, once you're in the Incarnon form, you have a huge magazine of a weapon that shoots little laser beam ball-like things that ricochet from enemy to enemy and off surfaces as well, that do insane amounts of damage. For Evolution 1, we have Paladin Virtue. Evolution 2 is Hitman's Horde. For Evolution 3, it's Critical Parallel. And here are the mods we have for the Angstrum, and once again, I have a very good ribbon on here. If you want a secondary weapon with a super easy Incarnon charge in ricocheting bullets, the Angstrum Incarnon is the weapon I recommend to you. If you want the opportunity to get anything from the item shop 200 plat or below, all you have to do is leave a like, comment, subscribe, and you tell me what your favorite Incarnon weapon is and why. Or if you've never used one, tell me which one you want and why. Also, if you want to see these builds get built live, highly recommend you check out the Twitch. First link in the description will take y'all to the Twitch. Me and Thacker would love to have y'all. We're live Sunday through Thursday, 8 to 12 p.m. EST. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the Warframe community, check out the Discord. That will be second link in the description below. For our number 4 spot, we have got the toxocyst. Now, for a lot of the Warframe community, this is their favorite secondary, and for good reason. The recoil is extremely high on the primary fire, but as soon as you hit one weak point shot, it immediately loses all recoil. But the Incarnon form is where this thing really shines. You basically unlock infinite ammo and one-shot basically every single enemy with high crit chance and high crit damage. The amount of pure damage this weapon does is truly remarkable. The evolutions we've got are the Carnage Rain, Ready Retaliation, and Commodore's Fortune. And also, these are the mods that we've got on. We got another ribbon on this, of course we do. Now, if you want a weapon for pure damage and huge amount of crit damage, the Dual Tox will get the job done. Now, entering our top 3, we have got the Laetum. This was the first ever weapon I took to level cap, and it has a pretty sentimental place in my heart. This weapon is another Gem 1 Incarnon, just like the Phenmor, so it's one of our founding fathers as well. The primary fire isn't anything too impressive, but as soon as you activate the Incarnon form, this thing turns into a mini chopper gunner. It has a huge magazine, and each bullet is like a big area of effect that just wipes out anything you shoot close to. The evolutions we have on this is Rapid Wraith, Feather of Justice, Elemental Excess, and Devouring Attrition. And here are the mods. You already know we got the negative crit chance ribbon, baby. If you don't already have the Laetum, you have to add this pocket nuke into your collection. Now, coming in at number 2, this might surprise a lot of you that it's not number 1, the Torid. You shoot an enemy twice in the body, you get a full Incarnon charge. You don't have to get headshots with it. Every single shot you shoot is a laser beam in the Incarnon form. You hit crits, red crits at that. You have status chance. It beams from enemy to enemy. It chains through. This is like a noob's best friend. This is like a Warframe noob's pickup and says he's beat Warframe and never plays Warframe again. If I see anybody in this video using the Torid, I'm still probably gonna make fun of you because we've got the number 1 option that you can use in literally any other Incarnon. It is that good to the point where it's like if you use this Incarnon weapon, the real Warframers are gonna just make fun of you. So it's like, you get it for your arsenal, do it at your own risk. You know, be careful who you let be seen. That's just like being seen out in public with my ex after she cheated on me, you know, like you're gonna get made fun of. For the evolutions, we have got Plentiful Mayhem, Swift Deliverance, and Cosmodore's Fortune. And then here are our mods for y'all. Pretty simple setup that we got, and this one actually doesn't have a ribbon on. So if y'all want one of the most overpowered weapons in Warframe, but want to take the risk of getting made fun of all the time, I would recommend the Torid to you. And for the number 1 Incarnon in Warframe, you guessed it, it is the Burston Prime Incarnon. What can you say about this weapon, man? The regular fire, very consistent, good enough to kill any enemy you really need to come across. It's also a burst. I love burst weapons. I've always been a big fan of them. Once you activate the Incarnon form, it literally turns into an upgraded Laetum. You have like a mini attack gunner with the Laetum. You have the heavy attack assault gunner with the Burston. You get an AoE. Every single shot is a big explosion, and you get so many of them. It blows my mind how many people have yet to give the Burston Prime an opportunity with the Incarnon, because it is genuinely one of the most impressive weapons in this entire game, if not the best weapon in the entire game. For the evolutions, I use Forceful Finality, Extended Volley, and Absolute Valor. And these are the mods that we have on the Burston right here. Pretty simple setup, pretty self-explanatory setup. Now, if y'all are wanting the best weapon in the entire game of Warframe, you have to go get the Burston Prime. Boys, thank y'all for making it to the end of the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all let me know if I missed anything, or if anything should be rearranged, or if you would add something to this list. I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next video.